let's go fix this mess. Use all brand new products today, which is not something I recommend. In fact, it's the opposite to what I recommend, but I'm not going to listen to myself and I'm going to do it anyway. So we've got the Umberto Giannini Hair Repair Damage Repair Protein shampoo and conditioner, which I haven't used before. Then they've got their new hair juices, and this one is the Repair Juice Instant Repair Conditioning Water Green Tea Hair Health Complex. No idea what to think about this, but we're going to try it. It goes before your conditioner. And then we're going to try the brand new L'Oreal Curl Expression 10-in-1 Professional Cream in Mousse. So I'm starting with the Hair Repair Shampoo. Haven't used this before. I haven't used any of these products before. It smells really, really nice. And yeah, it lathered up nice and easily. And as I always do, I just sort of start with the scalp. I don't only shampoo my scalp, but I do always start with the scalp because obviously that's where the most oil is going to be from your scalp. So just really massaging it in all the way around, and then once I've got that lather, I can take that down the lengths of the hair and then thoroughly rinse it out. Now we're using this new Repair Juice, which yeah, it really felt weird pouring this on my hair. It felt a bit like I was pouring vinegar on my hair because it's that sort of bottle, and it made me giggle right here. That's what I was thinking in that moment was, yeah, it feels like pouring vinegar on my chips. But what I was amazed at is the slip. Like, I could not believe it. My fingers just glided through my hair and my hair felt so nice. But yeah, it did go in my mouth and oh my goodness, it tasted disgusting. Don't let it go in your mouth. It was foamy, and that was another thing that really surprised me. I was not expecting any sort of foam from it. But my hair felt so good. The slip was just gorgeous. It felt really, really soft and lovely. A thorough rinse again, and yeah, really enjoyed those products. I can't believe I didn't actually go ahead and use a conditioner, but that rinse felt so conditioning and my hair felt so soft. And the bottle actually says you can pick and choose. For finer, softer hair, you can just use the rinse. For coarser, thicker hair, use a conditioner. And my hair is definitely fine, so I decided to just use the rinse. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to give it a very quick brush through. I'm not even going to use a leave-in conditioner. We're just going to go with the rinse and the mousse. You can see how easily the brush is gliding through my hair, even though there is nothing in it at all. There's no leave-in, no curl cream or anything. So it's definitely soft. It's definitely conditioned. New Curl Expression Mousse from L'Oreal. It says it's 10-in-1 multi-benefit, and it's supposed to be able to do, well, it says it can do 10 things: hydration, definition, strength, anti-humidity, heat protection, smoothens, easy to apply, supple feel, protects from friction, and works with multiple styling routines. So that's the 10 things that it claims to do. Let's see what happens. I love a mousse, I really do. Ooh, okay. Oh, that is, the lighting here, it's a sunny day. That is so creamy. And it does actually say that it's a cream in mousse, so I can get that from the feel of it. It's so soft. It feels like meringue when it's before you've cooked it, you know? That's what it looks and feels like to me. So I'm just going to put it through, gently rake and use some praying hands. Oh, that feels so creamy. I do think if you're going to use mousse as your only styler, you need to be quite generous with it. I love the feel of that. That is fun. That is definitely fun. So I'm going to do another blob for this side. So usually my favourite mousse is the Umberto Giannini Curl Whip Mousse. So I'm interested to see how this compares. I'm just going to brush up at the top, just to make sure I've got that root volume that I always try to get. It looks like a heck of a lot of product. So I'm just grabbing my towel and oh my word. Okay. You may be learning along with me that you don't need as much of this mousse as with others. So I'm just going to give it a scrunch with the towel, and hopefully that will absorb a little bit of the excess. That's actually not looking too bad now. Let's try diffusing it and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to carry on diffusing this. It's looking pretty shiny. I do not like the smell of the mousse as I'm drying my hair. It smells quite heavily perfumed. It wasn't too bad as I was applying it, but as my hair's drying, it's coming over quite strong. So we'll see what it's like once it's completely dry, and yeah, I'll show you guys in a minute. So my hair is actually now very nearly dry, and it's looking surprisingly bouncy and springy, and yeah, I think better than I expected it to, but it's not really showing up on camera, but I do have quite a lot of frizz and sort of flyaways and things. You can see it better if I actually come in the sunlight there. So what I'm going to do is this Master's technique with the bounce curl hairspray, which is something that I've shown on here before. I do this a lot, and it is a fail-safe way to sort of save a wash day before it goes bad. So I think that this would be good, but I think it would end up very frizzy by the time I fluffed it out and everything. So what I do is wet my hands, like this, and then take the hairspray. It doesn't have to be hairspray. Oh, dripping everywhere. It's gone in my mouth. It can be any product. It can be a little bit of gel, a little bit of mousse, a little bit of any product that you like, and you just emulsify it with the water in your hands and then smooth it over, and you can see that it straight away helps to, ooh, I'm going to stop there, because as soon as your hands start to feel sticky, which they are, look, they're starting to be sticky, then you have to wet them again, otherwise you will ruin everything. Because if you're just putting sticky hands on your hair, you're actually going to make it more frizzy. But what it does is it starts to incorporate that frizz back into the curls, and also adds a bit of extra hold, quite a lot of extra hold actually, I find, especially with using this bounce curl hairspray. I just love it. It just works so well. You don't have to keep adding product to your hands. You can if you want to, or you can just add water to your hands. I'm going to put a couple more sprays of the hairspray for this side of my head. But yeah, I love this trick. It just works so well. Whoever invented this Master's technique, well, in fact, I think the reason it's called this Master's technique is because it was somebody called, I think, Sarah Masters, who initially came up with it. Sorry, it's a couple more sprays of the hairspray. Plenty of water, and I don't know if she's really online anymore, but she came up with it, and so it was S Masters after her, S Masters. But it's just such a good technique. And if you have a cast forming, don't worry about that. You can start to gently, lightly break that cast, and it will reform. And what's amazing is you're adding water and product to your hair, but I promise you, it will make your hair dry faster. How weird is that? It just does. It just really does. And I think it's because you are sort of breaking up some of the clumps. You're breaking any cast that's there, and it helps the inside of the curl clumps to dry quicker because you've broken that cast. But yeah, it works so well. And depending on how much frizz and how your hair is sitting, you might need to just do a very light coating over with water and product, or you might want to do a little bit more. Like this is probably more than I normally would do, but I'm just wanting to make sure that I've reincorporated all that frizz, and you can see now the difference, like how much more defined and less frizzy that's looking all the way over. So I'm just going to carry on diffusing, and then let's see what we get finally. Okay, it is fully dry, and I've let it settle while I just put on a little bit of makeup. So we're going to go ahead and scrunch it and fluff it out together, and let's see what we've got. I've not got much of a cast, just a little bit, slightly crunchy, but I think that's probably more from the Smasters with the Bounce Curl Hairspray than it is from the mousse, because it's quite a creamy, soft mousse. So I'm going to flip over and do some flipping. Right. Let's see. Okay. Well, I'm actually relatively impressed. I'm quite impressed with the definition, the level of definition. When I started diffusing, I was thinking, is this just going to be really fluffy and sort of undefined? But actually, looks pretty good. What about the back? Obviously, you get to see the back before me. How does it look? Let me know. A couple of observations. When I was drying my hair, the smell from the mousse was quite overpowering. Now that my hair is dry, I can't smell it. It's a kind of perfumey smell. Kind of reminds me of like the smell of products in a hairdressing salon, which I've never enjoyed personally. It's quite a very strong perfumey smell, and I don't love very perfumey smells. I don't even know how else to describe it. Almost like a bit of an old lady perfume smell, if that makes sense. And it was quite overpowering, quite heavy, and as I was drying my hair and the smell was strong, I was thinking this is going to end up giving me a headache. But now that my hair is dry, the smell seems to have lifted. But if you are really sensitive to smells, then I would say try and like sniff that mousse before you buy it if you possibly can. But yeah, the results are really good. My hair certainly does not feel like it's not conditioned enough after not using conditioner after I used that Umberto Giannini rinse. So that's quite impressive. And it feels good and strong. So if you're new to your curly journey, don't do what I did and use an absolute load of new products all at once, because if you use a load of new products at once, it's hard to tell at the end of the day which ones you really liked and which ones you didn't, especially if it turns out not how you want it, a little bit of a fail. It's almost impossible to know which of the products caused that. So although I did that today, I don't recommend it. Although it worked, I still don't recommend it. The results and the definition that I got from that mousse are sort of on a par with my favourite one, which is the Umberto Giannini Curl Whip Mousse, and although it felt like I was using too much, actually it's worked out well and it doesn't feel producty, but it does feel nice and strong, and it feels like those curls are fairly solid. It doesn't feel like they're just gonna drop. So hopefully they won't. Hopefully that'll last me a good few days. So thanks for joining me on this experimental wash day. I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.